Hi, welcome to Katie Creates. Today we're drawing a boat because it's summertime and people go on boats and go fishing. I don't, but people do. This time I'm drawing me and my mom fishing. I have never gone fishing, my mom has, but I don't know if I ever really want to go fishing. I don't know, some of it seems somewhat interesting, but I don't really want to hurt the fish. And I also don't eat fish, so yeah, I don't know. Maybe one day I'll go fishing. Who knows? Now, I don't have any fishing stories to talk about, but my mom has some pretty interesting stories to talk about, so we're gonna do something a bit different today. So, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome my mom!
Once upon a time, when I was 14 years old, I learned how to fish. Now, mind you, I had lived in bayous and near some farm towns and things like that growing up, but by the time I was 7, I was near bigger cities like Denver and things like that, and we just didn't do camping and stuff like that. And because we had moved so much, I just didn't get to live close to either set of my grandparents. But on that summer, I went to Wyoming and stayed a week there with my grandparents, and my grandpa said, hey, this weekend we're going to go fishing. And I said, I don't know how to fish. And he's like, how do you not know how to fish? And he's like, we're going to have to teach you. And so he got me a fishing pole, and it was the kind where you press the button and you fling it outwards, and it goes far. And there was an empty lot across the street, and that lot just had dirt and weeds and stuff, and that's where I would cast across with just the weight, no hooks, so I could practice and it was safe. And I did that for hours. It was actually pretty fun, and I challenged myself how much further I could get and things like that. And then when cars would come, I'd hurry and put the stick down so that they could just roll across the line if it happened to be across the street at the moment, because you could never reel it in time. I think that's the best memory I have of my grandpa, by the way, is him teaching me how to fish. That and how to climb a tree. But so the time comes and he's like, hey, it's time to go. We go to the lake and a few of the family members are there, and he gets my pole all set up for me, and then I cast a few times, and it wasn't very long before my line was stuck in the water, and I was like, oh man, it's stuck. And he's like, well, let me come over and see. And then he's like, I don't know if it's stuck. And he's like, just tug harder on it, and so I'm tugging more, and pretty soon he's like, oh, you got a fish. And I'm like, I got a fish, all excited. And then a minute would go by and it kind of get hard again to reel it in, and I'm like, no, it's stuck. And he's like, no, you got a fish. After we go back and forth a few times, I can see it really is a fish, and I'm getting excited and I'm reeling it in. And then it gets all the way up to my pole, and it's flopping all over. And I just squealed and dropped the pole and ran a few feet away. And he just chuckled and laughed about it and picked it up and took the fish off. And he was like, you got a pretty good size one there. And he was pretty happy with it. And I was excited too, but I didn't touch it. And that's the first time I ever went fishing. It's a good memory though. And it wasn't long after that, I went to a church camp in the summer. And for the first time, they said we could bring fishing gear. They had a creek thing where you could fish. And I didn't have any of that. But I borrowed a pole and some hooks from another church member. And I was all excited to try. And it was really steep. And I kept falling down inside the creek and sliding down. And after the first couple days, I had been through all the clothes I had brought for that week, because I just kept falling in. So then I just had to clean and recycle my clothes all week after they dried, but that's okay, I had fun. But I was the only girl out there fishing, and there was a few other guys out there, and the funny thing is, I caught 2 fish while I was out there, and I didn't have any bait. I only had the hooks, and I was just out there for fun. And they hadn't caught anything, and finally a couple came over and they're like, what are you using? And I'm like, a hook? They're like, no, for bait. What are you using for bait? And I'm like, I don't have any bait. And they're like, you don't have any bait? She's getting fish and she doesn't have any bait. Apparently, I don't know, the hook must look like a shiny little bug or something in the water because they liked it better than whatever they were putting on the end of their stick. So that was pretty funny. And that's the last time I went fishing. I would really like to go again. I just don't really know anybody who does that. But at the same time, I kind of feel bad about it. I've got older and I feel sad for hurting the fish. I mean, I do eat fish, but it's different when you're not the one, causing them harm. And also, they're kind of slimy and flip you all over, and I have a good memory of that. And I always thought, like maybe I'll just wear like an oven mitt so that I can like handle the fish and things like that.
What's an oven mitt gonna do?
When I have an oven mitt on, I won't have to like touch the slimy fish. I can just grab it with the oven mitt.
Fish
You're gonna.
gloves are for?
Is it gonna pick you up too?
It might, I don't know, but it's not our feet.
Fish gloves?
Yeah, that's because the thing I drew in the drawing.
So Katie Creates just told me that that's what
See?
fish gloves are for.
The outfit, like,
I see that the gloves are in the picture and it's part of the outfit. That's what she's telling me right now. But yes, they do have them, but those are like professional, like big sea fishermen. The average person out there fishing does not wear gloves. And now she's Googling to see if, in fact, the fishermen are wearing gloves. Do you see any gloves, Katie?
No, but these are probably people that are just their hobbies.
That's my point. I wasn't a professional fisherman, and neither was he.
Mittens.
Yeah, because it's a girl, and she probably doesn't want to touch it either. So that's the story of how I learned to fish. We hope you enjoyed it. Thank you for joining us on Katie Creates. She's pretty awesome and talented and a wonderful person inside and out. And don't forget to like and subscribe. Tell a friend. Tell a neighbor. Write a book about it. Put it on a billboard. Get a tattoo. Katie Creates. Spread the word. Bye.